This is the 90-90 setup. We're going to be focusing on the trail leg, which is our internal rotation hip. So to find a passive stretch, we're going to take the belly button, we're going to rotate it towards this knee, at the same time sinking the hip down towards the floor. If that's too pinchy or sharp, we can take the heel back. If that's not enough, we can also bring the knee up. Hanging out in the passive portion for about 2 minutes before we work into the active stuff. I'm not going to be the best example to show active just from my hip surgeries. I'll do my best, but essentially we're trying to focus on decreasing our passive range of motion and our active range of motion, that gap between there. So we can start with just some simple lift-offs. We're gonna focus on being in this wound up position and trying to pull the foot off the ground. If we can't do that, we can lean forward a little bit to cheat. Regardless, we're trying to look for kind of this cramping sensation into the hip. If it does give on a full-on cramp, that's a good thing. Keep working towards that angle. If that's a little bit too easy for you and we're shooting for about maybe 3 reps of 5 seconds, we can work into some hovers. So with hovers, we're gonna take our hands into the ground. We're trying to keep our torso in this whole position in the same range as we lift off both the knee and the foot. Nice and slow, and setting it down. Each rep, taking a big breath in between to make sure we get as much tension going through the hip as we can. So coming back. And down. So we can make this harder or easier. If we want to make it harder, we just wind up into that position. For me, I can't even take my leg off the ground. If we want to make that easier, I come onto my elbow and I can go crazy in all these ranges here. So find a place in between, find what works for you. Just trying to get some tension into the hip here to build out more of that active hip internal rotation.